This is the Red Sox POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, Tuesday, the Red Sox managed just 2 base hits and got shut out for the second time this season. Wednesday, 1 more hit, 3 hits total, including 2 home runs. And look at that. The Red Sox win on Crochet Day. They take the finale against the Mariners. Now they go to San Francisco, where they're going to face. Yeah, did you hear about it? Rafael Devers was traded Sunday from the Red Sox to the Giants. They're going to see their former teammate on Friday, but they go into a much-deserved day off on Thursday, taking 2 out of 3 from the Mariners in Seattle. And yes, the Red Sox win on Crochet Day. With that, we welcome you into our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and storyteller. Want to take a moment and thank the guys who led us into Fenway Park one day back in the mid-1980s, just to sneak a peek at the field and the Green Monster. We appreciated that then, today, and that was truly awesome. You know, we are providing reaction to every Red Sox game on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Our Locked On Red Sox postcast also available on the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which is free and available wherever you get your podcasts. Red Sox got to start stringing some hits together in innings and picking up runs that way. Instead, on Wednesday and taking the finale and winning their 14th or 15th series of the season, the Red Sox get home runs from Marcelo and Trevor Story. That's great to see. Number of the day, Trevor Story takes it to 10. Details on that later. Garrett Crochet also picks up the win. The Red Sox are now 4-0 in his last 5 outings. Let's hear from you, our everydayers and our first-timers. Join the Red Sox conversation, watching live with us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. First off, thank you. Second, hit the comment button. Join the Red Sox conversation. We can continue the Red Sox and baseball conversation on the X. Give me a follow, at Lennox on Baseball. Latest Locked On Red Sox postcast brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code Locked On MLB at monarchmoney.com, and you'll receive 50% off on your first year. Let's say it again. Red Sox take 2 out of 3 to open up their longest road trip of the season. They take the finale 3-1 against the Mariners on Wednesday afternoon.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Garrett Crochet, 6 innings, 1 earned run allowed. Good enough for the victory. Crochet picks up a win. The bullpen. How about the bullpen? 3 more scoreless. And Alex Cora, for those of you who were screaming, why is he using Aroldis Chapman in the 8th inning? Because the Mariners had their top 3 hitters, 1, 2, 3 in the lineup, due up. And Will Middlebrooks, first NESN reference, made a great point. You bring Chapman in the 8th inning there, and you keep J.P. Crawford on the bench because Dylan Moore, who did break an 0 for 22 earlier in the game, was the first batter that Chapman faced. Right-handed batter. Chapman, 2 ground ball outs, also faced Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh in that 8th inning, and then Weissert gives up a base hit, but what a way to end it. 6-6-3 double play up the middle, and the Red Sox take the finale 3-1. How about the fact that the Red Sox bullpen has been terrific? They've not been scored upon now in the last 4 games. There is a number of the day for you. Last 4 games, 12 2/3 scoreless for the Red Sox bullpen. You take Walker Buehler out of Game 2 on Tuesday. You did get shut out in the game, but Buehler gives up 5 runs early on in 1 inning and then 3 more when he was chased. Early on, did not get to the 4th inning, did not get to the 5th inning, rather. Red Sox take 2 out of 3, and again, they get strong, solid pitching. Crochet, 6 innings. Was he at his best? During his outing, I thought of this, and this wasn't firsthand, but I always remember a story. Hall of Famer, the late Bob Gibson, used to say, it's ridiculous to say as an announcer or a reporter that a pitcher got stronger during a game. And I thought about that during the course of the game. I don't know that Crochet got stronger, but what I think he did do was he got more effective as the game went on. Gave up the only run in the second. And Jared Duran, you got to catch fly balls. I'm not saying that was routine. He had to go back on it, but Arozarena reaches on a double to open up the second, eventually scores on a wild pitch. That's the only run charged to Garrett Crochet on the day. And I think he was more effective as he continued through the game. At 84 pitches through 5 and got 1 more inning through 96 total pitches. So again, That magic number of 100 pitches and how many times he's gone over 100 this season, well below 110, okay? If he hadn't gone 100 plus last time out, and I think now 3 in his last 4, maybe he gets the 7th inning on Wednesday. But the bullpen was set up perfectly. You actually could have made an argument that Garrett Whitlock got the 8th inning. Instead, Whitlock gets the 7th, got a strikeout, a ground out, and a ground out, 9 pitches, 1, 2, 3, 7th inning. Then you use Chapman in that 8th inning. Again, top 3 hitters in the lineup, and you get Chapman into the game. He retires the first 2 batters, and Cal Raleigh, their top hitter. And I don't know that Cal Raleigh's going to hit 45 home runs this year. The only explanation I would give to that, an argument that I would make is, why would anyone pitch to Cal Raleigh right now? There's not a whole heck of a lot else going on with the lineup. Dave O'Brien mentioned it during the broadcast. Julio Rodriguez has been quiet of late. And that's a guy who they've committed long-term dollars to, and I just don't think he's played anywhere near his potential. He's a terrific young talent, but he's got to be more in that Seattle lineup. They're relying on him to provide a lot more. He did not provide it in this series, has not provided of late for the Seattle Mariners. But then Weissert, 3rd save on the season, gives up base on balls in that 9th inning. That'll drive you crazy, as Canzone, pinch hitter, came to the plate and hits into the double play to end it. So Weissert gives up the walk, and that was it. But the Red Sox offense kind of really has to get going here. Trevor Story, 2-run home run. Meyer made it 1-0 in the second, led off against Luis Castillo. Castillo pitched well, and he's still 32 years old. Very strong pitcher, and somebody that the Red Sox inquired about during this past offseason. Wong had a single in the 3rd. Great to see Connor Wong come through with a base hit, right? His only hit of the game, one of his few hits on the season. And then in that 4th inning, Meyer, a 1-out walk. Story, the 2-run home run. Story, here's a number of the day for you. Came to the plate in that 4th inning with 1 on and 1 down. Retired in his first at-bat and struck out in the 2nd inning after the Meyer home run. But with that 2-run home run in the 4th inning for Trevor Story, he broke an 0 for 8 at the plate and an 0 for 8 career against Castillo. 10th home run of the season. You want one of the best numbers of the day? I already gave you the bullpen. 12-plus innings now, 4 straight games without allowing a run. The Red Sox have taken it to 10. 10-0 when Trevor Story hits a home run. Now, if you looked at the Red Sox game notes, if you took a look, Trevor Story was one of them. 0 for 8 coming into Wednesday's finale. David Hamilton took the collar, 0 for 15. Christian Campbell's not giving you anything. Wilyer Abreu, I believe, is going to play Wednesday night, tonight, for AAA Worcester. And apparently, it's going to be Tanner Houck versus Max Scherzer, both on rehab assignments. Scherzer for the Blue Jays, Houck, of course, for the Red Sox. So if you're up in the Worcester area, you might want to hit a ball game here. Is there either underway or going to be underway shortly? But Abreu's coming back. I'd love to see him in the lineup on Friday in Game 1 of the series against the Giants. Maybe he travels on the much-deserved off day for the Red Sox on Thursday. Why does he call it a much-deserved day off for the Red Sox on Thursday? Because if they had lost, I would have said just a scheduled day off. But they take 2 out of 3 on the first leg of a 3-game road trip, or a 3-city road trip. And it's a deserved day off in San Francisco on Thursday. Don't believe Giants play an afternoon game. Don't believe any current Red Sox players or members of the coaching staff or Alex Cora going to hit breakfast or a dinner in San Francisco with Rafi Devers on Thursday. Wouldn't think that would happen. And if it does, they better keep it low-key and nobody better find out. But I think right now, and again, I was listening to Will Middlebrooks talk on the Nesson broadcast with Dave O'Brien. Campbell starts in center field. Rafaela spells him. And Rafaela, I would have given him the plate appearance in Campbell's final at-bat. But instead, Campbell gets the at-bat and strikes out. That was in the 7th inning. I don't care about a logjam in the outfield. Alex Cora will figure out how to play the 4 outfielders, and you can move Cedar Rafaela and put him at second base every once in a while as well. I think, to me, it's Hamilton or Campbell. And Hamilton made a couple of nice plays defensively at second base during the game. I think Campbell, for me, I'm making the decision, or I have a chance to be in the office with Craig Breslow and Alex Cora. I'm saying Campbell goes down. It's time. There are too many guys in the lineup. You see Campbell, again, rookie of the month for the American League in April. You're going on May, and we're now past the midpoint of June. It's time for Campbell to go down. The reason I keep Hamilton, yes, Campbell shows he can play a couple different positions. You can put him in center field. He plays second base. Don't like his defense at this point at second base. Hamilton can move around. He can play both sides. He can play both sides of the second place bag. He's got better speed. And defensively, he's going to give you more than Campbell has. But again, Hamilton's a guy who, we're into June. David Hamilton, Connor Wong, it's past the time where you figure it out. You got to get going here. I don't know what the Red Sox could do with a backup catcher position, but it's not just a backup catcher position. You do not want to wear Carlos Narvaez down to a nub where he's not doing anything late July into August and September. I know he's played games and it's been addressed where he thinks he'll be just fine and all of that. But to me, Campbell goes down, and he may fly out of San Francisco on Thursday. I would think he'd be the guy. I really do. Just one base runner. Anthony, a leadoff walk in the 6th inning after Story hit that go-ahead home run in the 4th inning. One base runner total. We know the number of hits in the series. Not a lot. 9 total. You want to talk about being, they're lucky they won 2 out of 3. Well, they won 2 out of 3 because of the pitching. This current stretch where they've won 7 of 8, 9 of 11, and 10 of 13 because of the pitching. You're going pretty much 2 weeks with the pitching. And again, the bullpen and its effectiveness is based on the starters outside of Buehler on Tuesday going and giving you 6-7 innings. Crochet going into the 9th inning last Friday against the Yankees. So those two go hand in hand, without a doubt. Good victory, good series win, and the road trip off to a great start. Your comments plus more numbers. I think I had some pretty good numbers of the day in there. I'm going to flash a couple more with you coming up second segment. And again, we're going to have your comments as well. Locked On Red Sox Postcast. And we are presented by Monarch Money. You and I might have something in common. You might look at your bank account every once in a while and say, where did my money go? Dining out, online shopping, entertainment, easy to lose track. I've been there. I've done it. I'm banking on the fact that you've probably done it as well. That's where Monarch Money can come in for you. Your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is not just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all of your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and you start building wealth. When you start using Monarch Money, you may soon realize just how much you are spending on food delivery. With that knowledge, you can budget smarter and save more. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. Managing money with Monarch with your partner is now smoother than ever. You can track shared accounts, personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com, and with that, you're going to receive 50% off on your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off on your first year. Locked On Red Sox Postcast also brought to you by Trade Coffee. Well, let's be real. Coffee, and it's become this for me. It's not just a drink. It's a ritual, a lifetime. The things that get you from half asleep to fully functioning. That helps me when it's the middle of the night. And if it's not essential, why are you settling for anything less than amazing? That's where Trade Coffee comes in. Trade Coffee is the #1 coffee destination in the U.S., delivering fresh, incredible coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. Whether you're into cold brew or if you're a pour-over purist, they've got the roast just for you, and one that's you're going to fall in love with. Trade Coffee has a quiz that you're going to enjoy taking this quiz. They're going to match you up based on your answers. And when you take the trade quiz, only takes a minute or two, you're going to receive your first bag, and you're going to find that it's spot on. The coffee is going to be fresh, smell amazing, and it might ruin grocery store coffee for you in the best way. And if your first match is not a perfect fit, Trade will replace it for free until they get it just right. You're going to love their prices because they are comparable to the grocery store brands. But The flavor is on a whole different level. Right now, Trade is exclusively offering our customers 50% off on a 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/LockedOnMLB. That is drinktrade.com/LockedOnMLB. 50% off on your first 1-month trial. drinktrade.com/LockedOnMLB. To the comments we go. Red Sox take the series finale, win 2 out of 3 against the Mariners, and big because right now the Mariners are looking up at the Red Sox in the wild card race in the American League. I like to start looking at that around July 4. We've got a couple of more weeks, but you do go 3-3 on the season against the Mariners. Took 2 of 3 at Fenway. Red Sox returned the favor, take 2 out of 3 at T-Mobile. Cody checking in, and our leadoff hitter. Nice win for the 4th series W in a row. Time to visit our old pal in the Bay and hopefully get another as well. Well said, Cody. Throw that up there for a second. Ethan checks in right after Cody. Offense a little flat, but a series win is a series win. Gotta hit. Gotta put hits together. You can't always rely on the home run. And the Red Sox, 2 home runs, you'll take it. Meyer and Story both going deep. Sox now 17-7 on the season when they hit 2 or more home runs in a game. And as I mentioned earlier, the Sox perfect 10-0 when Trevor Story decides to hit the long ball and go deep. Ethan, not to say the D word, but I will always think about how many more runs we've scored when Devers is in the lineup. There's nothing wrong with thinking that, but as Rick Pitino once said about Bird, Parrish, and McHale, Raffy Devers not coming back through those doors. Adam Baum, hope Dobbins earholes Raffy in the first at bat. I'm not going to agree with that one. I don't believe in headhunting. But if a Red Sox pitcher got him in the hip for one game, I could see that happening. In the hip or in the back wallet, not at the head. Crushy taco for life. I'm glad to see Story do some damage in this one. Absolutely. Yeah, because he's a bat you're going to need. Big time. Had a hot stretch, cooled off a little bit, 2-run home run, 10th on the season. Ethan, Meyer is really coming around, and he looks amazing in the field, too. Meyer has done a terrific job defensively at third. He really has. Alley Bats checking in. Thank you, Story, for that double play. Story's bat is great. Need it 100% in the lineup. Have to play well above average defense on that left side of the infield, and they're getting it right now. They are. And part of the good pitching is the defense. That ball by Duran should have been caught. A Rosarena given a double early on, scores on a wild pitch, only run of the game for the Seattle Mariners. Meyer has a cannon of an arm, that from Cody. Early on, and Cal Ripken used to be this way. You're not gonna show off the cannon on every throw across the diamond. Meyer may know that already early on in his career, but when he needs to amp it up, he gets it over there. And his throws, for the most part, have been on line. He's had some balls dug out of the dirt, and I think it was even Dave O'Brien and Will Middlebrooks who said, hey, he gets that ball over to first. It's not like using the turf, the old AstroTurf. He just knows where to get that bounce in there to the first baseman where it comes up true, and the first baseman can take care of it. George checking in. Great pitching, 4th series win. Well said. Yeah. Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice watching your starting pitcher go 6 innings? Isn't it nice with very little foot traffic against a starting pitcher over the first 4 or 5 innings, second time through the lineup? Ethan, excited to see Massa come back and provide some bat to ball to our lineup. He really, he provides that. That's what you want. Hasn't played this season. And that's what Yoshida, I mean, he moved around in the lineup, but he really could be your 3-4 hitter. Now, the way they have it right now, and you're bringing a Abreu bat. I mean, they have so many left-handed bats. Let's get a right-handed bat in there. I mean, you've got Bregman coming back. You've got Story in there. But really, Abreu can still be in the bottom of that lineup. So Anthony probably moves out of that number 3 spot. You've got Duran. Maybe you go Duran Yoshida. 1-2. Toro probably moves down in the lineup, but you're not going to go 3 in a row. And just a few weeks, I said, where do Anthony and Marcelo Meyer end up? Because for a long time here, unless you trade Duran, you're going to have Duran and Devers at the top of the lineup. Well, Duran's not gone, but Devers is. So who do you put in that number 2 spot? It might be Yoshida. And with Yoshida there, think of this. Duran was not running a whole heck of a lot when Devers at the plate. Did it early on the season. There were a couple of times where I was surprised by it. But Duran anchored at first base with Devers up there because during a stretch, if Devers was going to steal or Duran was going to steal second, Devers was going to be walked or even more pitched around at least. But maybe Yoshida, bat to ball, hit and run, straight steal for Duran in front of him if he gets on. That could work too. And then you get Bregman back. He goes back into the number 3 spot. And then you put Anthony 4th. And you probably move. I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but it's fun to kind of play with this lineup a little bit. Lots to think about. That's from Crushy Taco. Shouldn't it be Crunchy Taco? Shouldn't there be an N in there? That's all right. Crushy Taco. Meyer solid. Love it. Yeah, and both of them are going to come around. They may do it at the same time. Campbell needs to go back to Worcester. Looks lost up to bat. Adambaum, I agree, and I touched on that earlier. George, bringing in Chapman for the top of the order in the 8th inning was good. Weissert has a lot of high-level appearances. He does. It worked out well. Man, would people have been going crazy here and on social media if it didn't work out in the 9th inning, but it did. 3 more scoreless innings for the bullpen, and you get Crochet a victory. Austin D. loves Meyer. Love Meyer, man. Sweeper was nasty for Crochet. It was. He wasn't 96, 97 the whole game, 98 like he did last time against the Yankees and being amped up. He was just steady and effective through 6 innings. Could have been 6 scoreless. Patrick checking in. Patrick's number of the day. The Sox have not lost a series post-Devers. I mean, at least it's a positive. It is a positive. You've taken 2 out of 3. Baseball players these days are different. They know Devers is no longer in the lineup. They move on. They just move on. You know, teenagers do that. Oh, something bad happened? All right, move on. Whatever. I don't know what the sayings are, so I'm not going to embarrass myself and try to use them. Patrick, Crochet dealing again. He's your ace. He is your ace. Story has been clutch in June. Gotta say it. Yeah, Trevor Story. I don't want to say RBI machine in the month of June, but after his May, yeah, Trevor Story is an RBI machine in the month of June. Trevor Story with a 2-run home run, and Story, again, did not have a great May. Didn't have a great May by any shot whatsoever. But Story comes through, 2-run home run. You love it. Where are my Story numbers? Looking for my Story numbers. There we go. Nope, don't have it there either. Where are my Trevor Story numbers? 15 RBIs now in the month of June for Trevor Story off the top of my head. Trevor Story, 7 RBIs in May. Now, 15 RBIs in 16 games in the month of June. RBI machine, Trevor Story. George, couple more here. How many RBIs does Story have this month? There you go. Just gave it to you. Seems like he's driving in some runs this month. Yeah, he is. There you go. Gave you that number. You want me to give it to you one more time? Not that I've already forgotten it, but kind of close. 7 RBIs in May, 15 runs batted in 16 games in the month of June. There's a number of the day for you. One more from George. Why didn't they promote Grandal when he was in Worcester and send Wong down? Grandal, I believe, is I think he's on the inactive list. I think he's contemplating retirement. That's the last I read of it. I would have loved to have seen him get a shot. DH, minimal at first base, hasn't got a ton of experience there. That was when, you're sort of in that looking for a first baseman situation, but behind the plate where you didn't have to wear him down and catch him every day. But I don't even know that he's on the AAA active roster right now. And the last I saw it, it was a matter, and again, I think that could have been an opportunity. Wong has got to be, especially behind the plate. If he's not going to give you a heck of a lot, you've got to be well above average behind the plate defensively, and you've got to throw some base runners out as well. Last one, Cruz. This low-scoring winning isn't sustainable. You can win with 3-4 runs a night. It does put pressure on your pitching staff. But right now, if you want this to be a playoff team, and by that, a wild card team or a division winner, you need the pitching that they're getting. Now, you might have a bump in the road here and there, and that's okay. But the next guy up, Scott, you're only as good as your next day starting pitcher, right? That's the old cliche. That's the old adage. So, Cruz, when you say it's not sustainable, I agree. But you, as a good team, as a top-tier team, you need to win these games like they are in this current stretch. And you're winning these games because you're getting strong pitching across the board from the starters. Best stretch of the season for the starting pitchers outside of Buehler on Tuesday. And shame on him. And I liked his quotes after the game. Embarrassed. Has to be better. Has to be better. And you've got options behind him. Like what I'm reading about Kyle Harrison. It's going to be a few weeks. A couple of starts, and he's going to be in the big leagues. You've got Houck coming back. So, and I don't want Dobbins out of the rotation right now. I don't. So Buehler might have to live with it. And what they've gone through with Devers right now, Buehler's going to have to live with whatever they decide to do. Alex Cora, coaching staff, front office, hey, guys not on the same page with what we want to do as an organization. Not part of that vision. Not just putting it all in the lap of Rafi Devers because it was all sides. Everyone's always wrong in an argument. Me and my wife, it may not be 50-50, but I'm not always right. She's not always right. When we argue, hey, just any married couple. There's blame to go around. But Walker Buehler, again, it can't be a good start, then a good, another decent start, and then a clunker. We want to see you through July now. Get on track. They show you what they're capable of doing. They just have to maintain it. So Cruz, I don't disagree with you. You gotta be better. You got to be better offensively. You're not going to hit 2 or more home runs every single game. But this team absolutely 100% has to. You've got to put multiple hits together in an inning. Plain and simple. What's next? Day off. Deserve it. Day off on Thursday for the Red Sox in San Francisco. Then a 3-game series against Rafi Devers and the Giants. You think this one's going to be overhyped going into Friday? With that, we're going to be on within minutes of the final out. Game 1 of the 3-game series is going to be a late night Friday night, but that's okay. We will be on with you with our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast within minutes of the final out of the series opener against Devers and the Giants from San Francisco and Oracle Park on Friday night into Saturday morning. Right now, it looks like 2 right-handers and a lefty with Robbie Ray in the finale on Sunday for the Giants. So Meyer, Anthony should be in the lineup. And just keep going. Dobbins in game 1, then Bayo, and then Giolito. So you've got 3 right-handers of your own as well in the series. Again, as always, want to tip our cap to you. Thank you very much for being a part of our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. Tip of the cap as well to our sponsors, Trade Coffee and Monarch Money. Locked On Red Sox postcast, number 1 place to hang out immediately after every game. Locked On Sports, your team, your Boston teams, your Red Sox, every day.